2 hours and 50 minutes. Well, 2 hours, 49 minutes and 59 seconds. That's the goal. How am I going to do it? Well, let me break it down for you. It's well known in the marathon world that trying to bank time is not a good strategy in the marathon. And I know, because I've tried to do that. What banking time means is trying to run the first half of your marathon faster than your second half to try to give yourself enough ample time to get to your goal by the end of it, even if that means you slow down significantly in the second half. What ends up happening usually in that case is you hit the wall around 18 to 22 miles and you get obliterated, walking, stopping, completely toasted. So that's not gonna be my goal for going 250, under 250. And I found a ton of success in one of my most successful races in Chicago in 2022, where I negative split my marathon. Now, what does a negative split mean? Negative split is when you run the second half of your race faster than the first half. That is widely known as one of the best ways to run a marathon. Either even split with your first half and your second half almost being identical, or negative splitting by your first half being slower and your second half being faster. So let's get into the nitty gritty of what I'm gonna do for sub 250. Sub 250 requires a 6 minute and 29 second mile pace throughout the entire marathon race. Let me calculate what that is to kilometers, because people all around the world get mad at me when I don't say kilometer pace. So 4 minute and 1 second kilometer pace throughout the entire marathon. 6:29 per mile, 4:01 per kilometer. That's exactly 2 hours, 49 minutes and 59 seconds. Exactly at those two paces. Probably gonna wanna be running 6:28 per mile or 4 flat per kilometer. So what is that going to mean in an even split or negative split situation? Any smart marathoner or coach is going to tell you to start a marathon slow. You're never wanting to go super fast in that first mile or the first 3 miles for that matter. You want to ease into it and slowly, progressively work into that goal pace. So for me, I'm probably gonna go out at about 6:40 to 6:45 on that first mile. I know that's gonna be super comfortable for me because that's what I comfortably ran the entire Chicago Marathon in fall of 2022. So I'll go out easy on that first mile, 6:45 pace. So that's 4:10 or 4:11 kilometer pace on that first mile, that first 2 kilometers. And really the goal, like I said, is to ease into that. So I'm gonna start working my pace down and going faster into mile 3, 4, and 5. And really I'm gonna be going in that window of 6:24 to 6:29 for every mile split at that point. So around that 3:58 to 4:01 per kilometer speed. And the goal there is just to kind of zone out the whole first half of the race. Just like a metronome, hit that pace every single mile through 13.1. So the goal for fueling here, if you're unfamiliar with fueling in the marathon, you need to be restoring the glycogen that you're burning throughout the entire race. So that means you need to be supplementing with carbohydrates with sugar. So a lot of people choose gels. A lot of us normal running folk don't have the privilege of having bottles with Morton in it. So we're running with gels. I like Spring Energy, and I'm really gonna link on to 2 specific flavors. I really like the Speed Nut with caffeine. I'm gonna be doing 2 of those, and I think I'm gonna do 3 of the apple cinnamon pie flavor. I personally thought 6 gels was too much for me in Chicago because I threw up the last one and was nauseous by the 5th. So I'm gonna try to go with a 5 gel strategy here with consuming 1 before the race, maybe 30 minutes before the race start, and then 5 throughout the race. And that's going to mean that I'm gonna take them every 4 miles, 4, 8, 12, 16, and then probably push the last one to 21 or 22 based on how I'm feeling. Because after 23, you're probably not getting any of the benefits of consuming that gel. I did read in Advanced Marathon, the book I'm reading right now, that maybe if you put some sports drink in your mouth in the last couple miles, it might trick your body into thinking that there is more glucose coming in the body, more sugar coming in the body, and might give you an extra boost. Don't know if that was confirmed, but I'm gonna try that too. I'm gonna try to take a little bit of Gatorade in the last few miles as well. But to get back to the first half of the race, we're gonna make sure we get through that half in 1 hour and 25 minutes. That's the goal. Or maybe just above that, so that the negative split will work to get me under 2 hours and 50. So anywhere in the window of 1 hour, 24 minutes and 30 seconds, all the way to 1 hour, 25 minutes and 15 seconds. I'd be happy with anything within that window so that I can continue to be a metronome from 13 through 20. And I'm running that, again, 6:24 to 6:29 mile pace. By the time I hit 20, I have to make a decision. Do I feel good? Should I maintain this pace and just sneak under 2 hours and 50 minutes? Or should I start stepping on the gas? So at that point, if I'm at 20 or 21, I'm going to decide, all right, I'm gonna start accelerating through this last 10 kilometers, this last 6.2 miles, and see what happens. Again, that happened in Chicago. I started picking up the pace drastically around the 18 to 20 mile mark. Started running about 6:35 per mile to 6:40 per mile and negative split pretty hard to get down to almost a sub 257. So that's gonna be the goal here. Throughout the race as well, I'm going to be consuming salt tablets probably every 5 miles to keep that sodium level up, as well as taking on Gatorade every other aid station. Probably not gonna hit every single aid station in this race, most likely alternating between water and Gatorade throughout the ones that I choose to consume, throughout the ones that I choose to partake in liquids. That's the specific race strategy. I've never run a marathon with a tight pack of people. I've tried to run in the 3-hour pace group in major marathons, which felt really stressful, but I feel like if it's 3 or 4 people kind of in a tight pack together to get this one specific time, I feel like it might be really great. And honestly, in the second half, it might be kind of cool to even feel a bit competitive with them to see, I don't know, maybe who's gonna go even faster than just sub 250. And if you are running Carmel Marathon April 8th in Indiana with me, please make sure to come say hi if you see me at race time. I might be a little bit distracted, I might be a little bit nervous, but I would still love to see you. I'm super encouraged and hopeful that I will be getting under 2 hours and 50 minutes based on how my training has gone so far. I'm over the halfway point. I've been hitting all my mileage, almost all my mileage. It feels like speed in my legs is becoming easier and easier, and the long runs that I have been doing, the sustained effort throughout them at the paces I've been doing them is just giving me a ton of encouragement, making me feel like sub 250 is definitely in the writing. That's it. Get up, get out, go run. Bye.